This is my father, Charles Drane. And what is your current position and with what employer?
The current position is a quality assurance specialist with the Department of Contract Management Agency. Correction, Defense Contract Management Agency, excuse me.
With the current employment you have, would it be considered long-term? Where you and your employer plan on your employment, or would it just be like a short-term?
It's going to be a long term. I'll have a career with them, yes.
With your employment, do you plan on having this job for at least this year or longer?
I plan on having it well beyond this year, yes.
Have you changed careers in the past 5-10 years?
Yes, I have.
And what were they?
My previous job, you're asking?
Yes, before you went into this new job you have.
I was an aircraft mechanic with the U.S. Air Force.
Has technology changed any of the jobs you've had throughout the years?
Yes.
And how so?
Well, two ways come to mind immediately. Of my previous employment with the Air Force, the aircraft that I worked on, the engines changed over the years that I was on it. They're both being jet engines, but the technology on how the jet engine operated changed dramatically. And then the other that comes to mind is our instructions. We use paper manuals, a book, and when I first started with them, and then near the end of my career with them, we ended up using an iPad as a digital book.
Okay. Going back to the fact that you were an aircraft mechanic, since you had just started this new career, in the past 5 to 10 years, has the aircraft mechanic or any part of the military downsized as a whole?
Yes.
How? Or why did it downsize?
Financial reasons within our government. Government need to save money, so they reduce the quantity of aircraft and personnel.
So obviously that did affect your job, and even as an aircraft mechanic and now with this new job you're having, has the workload changed?
Okay, as an aircraft mechanic, yes. Of longer hours, with less people, meaning we needed to do more work. The one person had to do the work of 3, what normally 3 people would do in an 8 to 12 hour shift. Longer deployments, more frequent deployments away from home to foreign lands. As a quality assurance specialist, the workload too is increased because of the fact that we need to look over more contracts than before, and with my job, as another part of my job is also looking over inspecting engines to see that they are built properly. So now there's less people doing that job, and so now I'm having to take on a larger workload with that.
Okay, with this new job, even though you haven't had it this long, so I'm just going to phrase it to you this way, has this company had hours and or the wages reduced in the past 5 years?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay.
I'm too new.
Okay. Have you read?
Let me speak on one more thing though. I do know they have not had a pay raise in over 6 years. Now that's because we are paid by the Congress, and Congress has frozen all pay raises for all federal employees for 6 years. So they have not cut pay, but they have not increased pay, and with inflation, it's equatable to a pay cut because inflation goes up, but your wages stay the same. So therefore, the amount of money you're making does not buy as much as it bought back when you originally got your original pay.
Okay. Next question. Have you ever in your life had 2 different jobs at the same time, be it if they were both full-time or 2 part-time? And obviously, could you also answer if they were both full-time or were they 2 part-time jobs?
They were neither both full nor both part-time. They were one full-time, one part-time.
I'm just saying in your whole life, you've never had two jobs at the same time.
I'm speaking on that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that they weren't both full or both part, they were one and one. One part, one full. My previous job that I just left was two jobs in one. It was a part-time job and a full-time job. It was a part-time job because it was a member of the U.S. Air Force Reserves, which meant I had to work 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks during the summer, and possible deployments. Now the full-time part of it was the Monday through Friday job was still doing the same thing that I did as a part-time, as an aircraft mechanic, but I did it Monday through Friday on a 40-hour work week like any normal person does in their normal job. Excuse me. So that was my full-time job, was the Air Reserve Technician, which is the title of the position, but an Air Reserve Technician whose job was an aircraft mechanic. So working for the Department of Defense. But I also, again, had the part-time responsibility of being a reservist.
Do you feel like your family time or just times for activities in general reduced because of the jobs you've had?
Well, yes, I missed many significant events in my career with the military, from many holidays, birthdays as such. I missed a lot of family time, just being with family on a day-to-day basis because of long hours and being away from home on deployments or various other business trips.
Okay. Has your job required more education and training, or did you voluntarily get more of either in the past 5 years? And if so, did it require you to have any type of degree or any job-specific training?
Okay. Wow, that's a large one. A degree specifically, no. Education, yes. There's a lot of education that goes into being an aircraft mechanic, and now as a quality assurance specialist, they give you 2 years to get fully qualified with various different courses and classes you take either online or in person at various schools.
And just a follow-up question for that. Just overall, I know you've done little for this new job, but which one did you prefer doing so far?
Do you have more to say?
No.
Okay. Anyhow, again, that's a difficult question. There's pros and cons to both of these jobs that I've had. I really enjoyed being an aircraft mechanic. I enjoy working with my hands, being outside, the camaraderie, being able to see something that you work on get completed and to see it actually work properly. You see it broken, you see it repaired, you see it brings satisfaction to someone now that it's repaired and it works properly. Such as fixing a car for someone else's car, they'd be thrilled that you did that for them because the car don't move, and they want it to. You can't go anywhere. So the pilots were very happy when you had given an airplane that worked.
Obviously.
All right, well, but the trade-offs were, again, that you're working long hours and you're away from your family and go to foreign lands. So that wasn't always a great thing, along with the fact that getting older is harder to do the job in the environment as well as maintaining military requirements for physical fitness. Now, as far as the new job, it's very intriguing to me. It's a lot more of knowledge-based, so I can learn a lot more. So I'm using my brain a lot more than my hands, and so I find that very interesting, very exciting. But the trade-off is I don't get to burn off the energy of repairing something. You don't see the satisfaction of someone being satisfied or happy that you got something repaired for them because you're not repairing anything. You're just ensuring that someone else is doing the proper job. So there's pros and cons to both. I can't say which I like better. It would be equal.
All right. Thank you for your time, sir.
You're welcome, sir.